next speaker, Abdullah, co-founder and CEO of SpacePoint. Abdullah, thank you so much. The floor is yours. And please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We hear you well.
Perfect.
And we see you well. Yes, wonderful.
So first of all, thank you for the great opportunity to be here. I hope that the background noise doesn't affect this. I've just came out from a workshop now, right, to find a coffee shop to join here. And because it's an opportunity meeting with most of the people from the industry. So I'll introduce you about the background story of SpacePoint, but also I'll highlight some things that I want to give to the audience themselves. So at SpacePoint, we believe that anyone can build a satellite. And the whole story started from a young guy who's called Abdullah, and he graduated from his high school and didn't have a clue which major he was studying between engineering, medicine, business, etc. He chose one of the engineering fields that his parents have chosen for him. No matter how he tried, he didn't get the grades he wanted. So he decided to shift his major. This Abdullah is myself, Abdullah AlSalmani, co-founder and CEO of SpacePoint. And when we segmented the problem further, we found that students get minimum practical knowledge at school and sometimes at university. And this doesn't only mean the space field itself, however, STEM in general. Therefore, we introduced the SAT kit, which is a physical educational kit that represents a one-year CubeSat equipped with detailed documentation consisting of data sheets and user guides, as well as interactive workshops and programs, and sometimes competitions, where we also have our training of trainers program to qualify people and give them deep understanding of how to use data sheets, how to relate STEM to advanced tech, as well as to dive into the space industry, where we directly worked and work currently with schools, universities, and youth-centered CSR initiatives to provide students with hands-on experiences, where the program itself goes from these sessions themselves, the workshops and sessions, which are greatly interactive, where students directly implement the information gained by testing some modules and assembling subsystems before moving into assembling a whole satellite. And we also create teams and challenges between them, where top students usually get awarded internships or site visits to different centers that we try to partner with. And this is a great opportunity for us to seek new partnerships on that aspect also, where our aim is to help students navigate their way and launch space startups or work at companies within the industry, having this extra mile to be qualified for the industry. Generally, the process starts from the individual modules, which are generally the microcontrollers, memories, and things, and other components that get assembled on subsystems before getting assembled as a full satellite mechanically, where we have three main offerings on that aspect. And we also utilize AI briefly to show students how to use on-ground data processing, onboard edge computing, as well as a chatbot that continues with them beyond that. We're not the only people doing this. However, we wanted to distinguish ourselves through the bilingual content that we've created, as well as the focus on the tactile skills in electric circuits, and also work with the students from a young age, from 12 years old onwards, where we have tailored content by local expertise, hands-on experiences, aiming to take the students to the industry, and we align with government visions, whether in the UAE or in the rest of the MENA region. We're a team of 2 engineers, having 9 years plus of cumulative experience in the industry. However, this is not the biggest aspect. Actually, the biggest aspect is how can we tailor our content and align it with the students. Therefore, we have our board of advisors who help us with feedback and comments to have a more enriched program for the students, where we proudly partner with several entities around the UAE. And alhamdulillah, we're getting a lot of other partnerships that are helping us reach more students and impact them. Where we started from March 2023, developing our first prototype, took a good amount of time to ensure that the quality of content is enough, where in June 2024, we launched it, and we've trained 810 students until date. Now, this is the part that I would love to convey, where I started as a satellite systems engineer, launched an ANSAT-1, which was a project that I worked on for about 3 to 4 years of my life, and we launched it at the beginning of this year. At that time, on this photo on the left, we were very excited because our satellite is getting launched soon. However, when it got launched, we were like, you can see it on the right side. We're not very happy about it because what's next? And this is what took me to another perspective, where in the same mission itself, or on the same launch of the Falcon 9 Transporter 12, we had, okay, this is part of the journey while building it, but we had HCT-1SAT, which was built by students, of course, with the help of professional engineers, but this showed us that there is a spark, there is a potential for students. MBZSat also was launched. It's a very large satellite. We've seen its images a few days ago, and we can see that there is a huge potential for those students to shine, whether in the UAE or in the Gulf in general, or in the Arab world. And this takes us to the passion towards helping those students reach different missions, whether it's the Emirates mission to the asteroid belt, play a role in the lunar gateway, or even the first human settlement on the red planet, where they can continue the whole journey. And this shows the continuity and the vision of the UAE towards aligning with these aspects. I wanted to show myself and my co-founder, as well as the team, wanted to show that it's not about the journey of building things that we get passionate about. You can see how happy I am fixing a PCB that I designed poorly a little bit, but then I learned a lot from. But I want to show that students can actually teach others. Most of our instructors are either fresh graduates or current students, where they inspire the next generation of innovators, showing that we can build technologies from the Middle East and export it to the rest of the world. And alhamdulillah, we got to train 810 students until date. Some of them went for right PhDs after going through our internship program and getting trained by us. Others secured internships and job opportunities at esteemed organizations, and others, of course, joined us as instructors. And we're hoping to send more and more students to esteemed entities, where we proudly started from the UAE, established presence in Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Oman, where we're aiming to launch 2 student-built satellites, at least to the sub-orbit to start with, and then see how we can do it into orbit. And we are currently in Malta and soon, inshallah, in Kuwait. Yes, these are some of our proud moments, but as I told you, the proudest moments is to see our students shine on the big stages. Therefore, we ask, this is an open ask to anyone from the audience to tell us more about, let's say, how can we align our things even further than what we know already in terms of industry level tools, or maybe get access to their industry level tools, minimal access or licenses, and get connections with industries. Because we want to show that satellites or the sat kit itself is not just for space, but it can scale to other fields such as drones, underwater ROVs, electric vehicles, or any other advanced technology industry. Therefore, I'd love to ask you to join us in our mission towards empowering the next generation of innovators, allowing every student to get the right skill set to build and launch their own satellites. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, Abdullah.